Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm always ready.
You're always ready?
Always ready. Sour cream and cheddar ruffles. These, there was like a few months where I was just trapped in Florida. And the only thing that wasn't rice and beans, sour cream and cheddar ruffles. They have a special place in my heart. I never get tired of them. The coffee mocha chocolate flavored Kit Kat, because why not? I like coffee, you know. Animal crackers. This is a classic, a staple. Cheez-Its and Goldfish, move out of the way. Animal crackers are the competition, and they're winning 4 for 3 Arizonas. I'm gonna go through the flavors. Green tea, can't go wrong. Mucho mango, first Arizona flavor I ever tried. Grape, it's Black History Month. And Pink Bear, I do have a thing about Pink Bear. So for a while, my entire room was covered in Pink Bear cans, and like they were just like on my wall. I'm starting the wall again, but it used to be huge, like everywhere. This is my favorite flavor of Arizona. It's the best flavor of Arizona. It should be the only flavor of Arizona.
So what is the significance of the corner store that you chose?
Walgreens is just like the spot. It started just like a little corner store that you just go to, but then all of my friends started going to Walgreens.
Right.
And I started like building a close internet relationship with the employees of Walgreens. Like,
right, yeah.
I know them all. Dave.
Fuck with Dave.
This for you, Dave.
This one goes out to Dave.
Like, I played these.
Is there any like specific like artist or song or album that like inspired you to start making music?
Back then it was different.
Yeah.
When I first started making music, I was really into like Logic
Mm-hmm.
and Kyle and Amine.
Very different now.
I'm very different now. I'm glad they weren't superstars yet.
At the time.
At the time. Now they all are. I mean,
yeah.
Generally, yeah.
Are you worried about wearing your influences on your sleeve too much when you're making your music?
Yeah. Because it's something I used to do a lot.
Right.
I would practically, like, I would steal, you know? I would, oh, they did this sample, let me do this sample basically the same way, but just with stock 2008 GarageBand drums, so it sounds like it's different, but it's really the same thing.
It's really not, yeah.
Or, oh, they did this hi-hat pattern, or, oh, they had this vocal inflection, or this flow, or they did a remix or a freestyle over this beat, I'm gonna do the same thing, you know? I think I definitely wore my influences on my sleeve for a long time.
Right.
And now I think that's why I'm so excited for my newer music, is because I'm coming into my own.
Right. Your last project, Cookies and Cream, was in 2020.
Yeah.
And then Noteworthy, which was both Cookies and Cream and Noteworthy were only on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
And Everlisten is like your first release like on the streaming services and stuff. So in general, of your 3 bigger projects, what is the one that you're the most proud of or happy with in its current state?
I love the idea of Cookies and Cream.
Yeah.
It was me freshly into my relationship, and like my freshman year of high school, or no, sophomore year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my sophomore year of high school. I was freshly in a relationship. I had just gotten my first like silver MacBook, which is a big jump from the white MacBook.
No white, like, brick.
Right? I still have it somewhere around here, but like getting into being able to create and just boundlessly, and being in such a happy time, and there was no school.
Right. That was like right when COVID happened. Basically.
Yeah, that album came out like June of 2020.
Right.
COVID happened in March, so
in the midst of like everything.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that was happening.
Yeah, that felt like that was the thing that gave me my light.
Yeah.
Like I felt so good just creating and doing things for that album. I had my first feature on that album that I wasn't like heavily affiliated with.
Right.
And she was from fucking Italy.
Yeah.
It was on intro.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like I was in another collective of artists called Sakai at the time. Like everything was just new and bright and cheery, and it just felt good and Noteworthy. I feel like is teetering on the line of bad. Out of all three of my albums, it is the worst because it's the first,
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel as good as Thinking About Cookies and Cream.
But it does show your growth. Like,
Yeah.
In general, I mean, Noteworthy exists for a reason, and I think it's good that it's still out there. I think it shows how much you've grown as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I love Noteworthy. It was my first kid,
Yeah,
it was my baby, but it was the kid that I dropped on their head.
What is your biggest fear as a musician?
Not being able to find a good standing point between expressing myself and selling my music. Because the dream is to be in that middle ground where I can sell my music and have a basis of fans that love the music that I make for me.
Mm.
But as a smaller artist, at times that can get unrealistic.
Right.
Because you have to assert yourself as an artist before you can be taken seriously, which is why such a stigma around SoundCloud being the amateur side of music.
And with that, do you feel like when you're expressing yourself, you have to make how you feel like more palatable, whether that be for your peers or for your audience or for your family? Do you feel like you have to dial down your expression because you're afraid of it, like, getting out there, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's specific songs where I could have gone really in depth and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the most genuine, raw song I've ever made is probably No Son of Mine or Durando or Life of the Party, where I just put everything out on the clothesline, air out all the dirty laundry, and I say, this is what I'm feeling, this is how I'm feeling it, this is why I'm feeling it. And even then, I had to reel it in to a point where it could be consumable to, like, my mom.
Right.
Or my sister, or if a teacher heard it, or if my boss found it, Like, that's one thing I really admire about a lot of artists is that they can just express and create because it is their job to. But
you don't feel like you have that freedom?
Not yet.
And I understand that completely. Like, I've struggled with the same thing. Getting your how you feel out there without it coming across in any specific way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to... It's hard to explain. I asked that question purely because that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like making music is like being a superhero. Peter Parker, he's Spider-Man, but he's Peter Parker at school.
Yeah.
He can't whoop Flash Thompson's ass like how he wants to because he can't.
Yeah, they call him a freak or something in the Spider-Man 1 when he does it. Like, he kicks his ass and they're like...
Yeah, like, oh, you're weird!
Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
Yeah, or like an Invincible when Mark is finally just like, fine, hit me.
Do you feel like a bit of imposter syndrome? Do you feel like you have to be someone else when you're in person with people, or...
SpEx could run around naked somewhere or say, fuck you, bitch, or, just, or wear whatever he wants or do whatever he wants. But, like,
right.
I feel like as Isaiah, SpEx has no obligation to his family. He has no obligation to anything because he's a character created.
Right. And you feel like SpEx is a character?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And do you feel some disassociation with yourself having to be maybe someone that you're not? Do you feel like you're... Like, I've heard... I know in the past you've said sometimes you feel like the side character in other people's lives. Like, do you feel like that because of your disassociation with your identity and yourself when you're playing a character?
Yeah, I feel like my art persona is the product of feeling that way. It's where you can be your most, I wouldn't say narcissistic, but almost narcissistic, where like everything is about you because you control the narrative of whatever you're creating.
Right. Is there anything like in the works right now, like a new thing that you're working on?
Yes. I have been dying to talk about this. Somehow I'm working on something. I've been jumping around a lot, doing like features for different artists, helping out with their projects, but now I am starting to shift and devote all my time to what I'm working on.